welcome back to the Girly Girl Bookworm. So today I have a little different video for you. I've got the Snowstorm book tag, which was created by Chloe from Always Booked. So I will leave her linked down below. She created this back in February because I'm filming this in February. So I don't know if you've done it yet, so I'm not tagging anybody, but if you would like to do this, I will leave the questions down below. So let's just get started. So the first one says, good morning. When you wake up, you see snow falling down. Name a book that you aren't sure about. I just talked about this one in a wrap-up, but The Push by Ashley Audren. This one, I still have no idea what I think about it. I gave it 3.5 stars, but I still, was it masterful or I have no idea. I have no idea. So this one, we are following a woman who really, has come from, kind of a rough upbringing. And she marries the perfect man. She's about to have his child, and she has his daughter, and she thinks the child is evil. She does not believe her daughter is okay. She thinks something's wrong with her. And then when she has her son, she is basically proven correct because her son is perfect. So she thinks that there's definitely something wrong with her daughter, and it's her story. And she talks to you as her husband, so she talks in second person, but we're also getting perspectives of her upbringing and her mother's upbringing and just the generationalness. And you don't know if you could trust her or not. You don't know if you could trust the other people around her. I still don't know what I think about this because I still don't know if it was genius or if it was just, I don't know. If you've read this, please let me know. And then it looks so pretty with everything that's sparkly and white. So share your favorite wintry cover. So I had a couple, but I'm only going to share one, and that is A Wedding in December by Sarah Morgan. I think this one's one of my favorites because it's glittery. I'm sure it's not really picking up on the camera, but it's glittery, and I just think it's really pretty, and it's wintry. So there's that one. And then it says, there's nothing like playing in some freshly fallen snow, so you call some friends to go sledding. Name your favorite friend group. I actually have a couple friend groups that I really like. I really like the friend group in the Searching For series by Jennifer Probst. This is a friendship group. They own a matchmaking company, and I love their friendship. I love the friendships in Princess in Theory. The Reluctant Royal series, there's a bunch of women that are friends, and they're fun. And then the friendship group in The Ones That Got Away series by Ronnie Lauren. I feel like I talk about this series all the time. They are girls who have survived a shooting at their high school prom, and it's now years later, and they are kind of overcoming everything that they went through, but also finding love, and it was really sweet. And then you must have slept in. The best hills are busy and the snow is so packed that it's making you sled down really, really fast. So think about a book that you couldn't stop reading. And one of the ones recently, there's been actually a bunch that I have started by accident. Well, not by accident. I meant to read a chapter or two and then I skated through the entire book. But one that I really could not stop reading was Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson. I read this one in January, and I could not put this one down. I wanted to keep reading this one until I got to the end. We are following our main character, Enchanted. Similar word, right? Enchanted, and she is living her life. Her parents really want more for her in education, but she really wants to be a singer, and she ends up crossing paths with this music producer, and it just sets her off into a very toxic relationship and life, and I could not stop reading this one. Then it says, the roads are getting super bad, and they're trafficky, and it's not good. So name a book that took you forever. So I find that most books, if they take me a really long time, I'm usually DNFing them anyways, but I usually don't take super long on books, but one that did take me really long and not even a bad thing was Australia. It's a bind-up of so many romance novels, of novellas. There are at least 20 stories in here, I feel like. I can't even remember. They've got stories from Penny Reid and Gianna Darling and Kylie Scott and Emma Scott and Sierra Simone and Sky Warren and Kennedy Ryan and Tijan and Rebecca Yaros and you name it, they probably have a book in here. There are so many stories in here. This bind up went to help with the Australia fires that were happening last year. And like proceeds of this went to help the firefighters and the wildlife preservation. Oh, there's all the names of the authors too. So lots of stories in here. So this did take me a long time. I like read it periodically through the entire month of March, I think last year, or April. So it technically did take me a long time, but also rightfully so. Now, sledding is fun, but it gets really exhausting, so it's time for a snack. A book with a foodie element that you like. So I love books that have to do with food. So this was really tricky. So I picked Baking with a Rock Star by Jasmine Miller. It has baking in it. She's a baker, so there was lots of baking involved, which I loved. And then a book that I haven't read yet, but I feel like it will be a new favorite, has food in it, is Simmer Down by Sarah Smith. This has food trucks in it, so it sounded like it was going to be one that I definitely will love moving forward, so I want to read this one very soon. But I wanted to include it even though I haven't technically read it yet. Then it says, you still can't shake that chill. You're still cold. So you go near a fireplace to warm up. What's a new release that you really loved or one that you're really excited for? So this week, I mean, you're going to see this in March, but the week I'm filming this, it's the 15th. And on the 18th, Close Quarters by Candy Steiner and Eastern Lights by Brittany C. Cherry come out. And I am dying to read those books. Hopefully by the time you're seeing this, I've hopefully already read them, but they are releases that I am super pumped about. Then it says, the snow keeps falling for hours and it's still coming down. Name an ongoing series that you love. So this book series, the first two books are out and the last two books are coming out this year, and that is Crave by Tracy Wolff. So the first book is Crave, the second book is Crush. We've got Covet coming out in a few weeks, and then Court comes out later this year, and I'm really excited about it. This is a series following a girl who her parents have both died, and so her uncle becomes her caretaker, and she has to go up to Alaska to go live with him and his daughter because he runs a school, and she gets there, and things are not exactly as they seem. There's werewolves, there's vampires, there's dragons, there's witches. Very fun series, and I can't wait to continue on this year. And then it says it's evening now, and basically it hasn't stopped snowing, so school's canceled, after school activities are canceled. So what's a book that you can read in one day? And I am going to say All Boys Aren't Blue. This is a book that I feel like I'm just going to continually recommend over and over and over again. I listened to this on audio, and normally when I don't finish an audiobook, like normally like I'll just like continue reading it like the next day, like obviously, and normally like I can't get through one audiobook in a day, but I got home and I was like, I need to keep listening, so I came home and I continued to listen to it. It's a very fast audiobook. It's an audiobook that's very engaging and very important, and I highly recommend it. It's a memoir, and I'm sure you've heard of it by now, but if you haven't, you need to go check it out. And then it says, it's time to go to bed and get warm and cozy. Name a genre that you want when... Name a genre when you just want some comfort. So I picked two genres because I find that I want comfort in very different ways. Sometimes I want comfort just because I need like a sweet, sticky read. So like... Sweet sticky, that's not what I meant. So I just meant like a sweet fluffy read, and so those times I'll just gravitate to romance because they're very predictable. You know that they're going to follow a very similar pattern, so they're very easy to go to. And then sometimes I'm just in the mood where like I need comfort, and comforting means I need a page turner. I need something that's going to go very quickly, something that could suck me in and just take my mind off of things. And that's when I want a thriller. So I kind of go to comfort in two different ways. So it really depends on what type of comfort I'm looking for. But those are the two genres that I will tend to go to if I need something comforting. So that is the snow tag. I will leave the questions down below. Definitely go check Chloe's channel out, and I will see you guys really soon. Bye, everybody.